Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we come together not just as fans, not just as friends, but as a family, one that was built through laughter. Laughter is a rare and beautiful thing. It has the power to bring people together, to heal, to connect strangers in a shared moment of joy. And if there was one person who knew how to make people laugh, it was Ken Flores. Ken wasn't just a comedian, he was an experience. If you ever saw him perform live, you know what I mean. He had this rare gift of making you feel like you were right there with him, sitting at the same table, sharing stories like old friends. His humor was raw, real, and fearless. He talked about life the way it really was, no sugarcoating, no filters, just pure, unfiltered truth wrapped in a joke that had you laughing until your stomach hurt. But today, we aren't just here to remember the jokes. We're here to honor the man behind them. The son, the friend, the inspiration, and most importantly, the guy who made us laugh when we needed it the most. Tonight, we pay tribute to Ken Flores, a comedy legend in the making, gone too soon but never forgotten. So, let's celebrate his life the way he would have wanted, with laughter, with love, and with the stories that made him unforgettable. You ever meet someone so funny, so real, that you feel like you've known them your whole life, even if you just met them? That was Ken Flores. Ken wasn't the kind of comedian who just told jokes. No, he made you feel like you were right there with him, like you were in on the joke, part of the story, living every ridiculous, unfiltered, laugh-out-loud moment right alongside him. And let's be real, Ken had a way of saying the things we were all thinking, but were too afraid to say out loud. He made the awkward moments in life hilarious, the struggles relatable, and the everyday chaos something to laugh about. He had a gift, a rare, once-in-a-generation ability to turn real life into comedy gold. So tonight, we're not just remembering Ken Flores. We're celebrating him, his jokes, his energy, his legacy. And most of all, the way he made every single one of us feel like we were part of something bigger, like we belonged. Laughter is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It brings people together, helps us heal, and allows us to see life from a different perspective. Few people had the gift of making others laugh quite like Ken Flores. A rising star in the stand-up comedy world, Ken was known for his raw, unapologetic humor and a unique storytelling style that connected deeply with his audience. His ability to turn everyday struggles into hilarious anecdotes made him a favorite among comedy fans. Although his time on this earth was far too short, his impact on comedy and the people who loved his work will last forever. Ken Flores was born in Chicago, Illinois, in 1996, and he grew up in the Humboldt Park neighborhood. From an early age, he had a natural ability to make people laugh. Whether it was among his family, friends, or classmates, Ken's sense of humor always stood out. He had a way of observing the world that turned even the simplest situations into something funny. As a teenager, Ken started experimenting with comedy through social media. At around 15 or 16 years old, he began creating YouTube videos, showcasing his comedic talents. His videos humorously depicted relatable situations, such as "Mexican Moms Be Like," which resonated with audiences and quickly gained attention. Some of his content even went viral, appearing on popular platforms like World Star Hip Hop. Despite his early success online, Ken did not immediately pursue a career in comedy. Like many young adults, he explored different paths, working regular jobs and trying to figure out what he wanted in life. However, the desire to entertain never left him. It was a calling that he couldn't ignore. Ken's official journey into stand-up comedy began in his early 20s. At the time, he was working at PNC Bank and often interacted with the owner of Aurora's Comedy Shrine. The owner, recognizing Ken's natural comedic ability, encouraged him to try stand-up at an open mic. For a while, Ken hesitated, but he eventually decided to give it a shot. That first time on stage was life-changing for him. He once said, "If you get that one big pop, you get bit by the stand-up bug, and you're addicted." Ever since I went up the first time, I couldn't stop. The rush of making an audience laugh fueled his passion, and he knew that comedy was what he was meant to do. Ken quickly became a regular on the Chicago comedy scene. Performing at local clubs and open mics, he honed his craft, developing his unique style and voice. His humor was unfiltered and authentic. He spoke about real-life experiences, cultural differences, family struggles, and everyday situations that audiences found hilarious. Ken's rise in the comedy world was no accident. It was the result of years of hard work and dedication. In 2022, he organized the Latin XL comedy show at Chicago's Laugh Factory. The show was a major success, highlighting Latin comedians and giving them a platform to showcase their talents. In his early 20s, Ken felt a renewed desire to pursue entertainment. While working at a PNC bank, he frequently interacted with the owner of Aurora's Comedy Shrine. Recognizing Ken's natural comedic talent, the owner repeatedly invited him to participate in open mic nights. Eventually, Ken accepted the invitation. Reflecting on his first performance, he remarked, "If you get that one big pop, you get bit by the stand-up bug, and you're addicted. Ever since I went up the first time, I couldn't stop." This success gave Ken the confidence to take his career to the next level. In 2023, he made the bold decision to move to Los Angeles to pursue stand-up comedy full-time. This move opened new doors for him. He started performing at some of the most well-known comedy venues in the country, including the Comedy Store and Hollywood Improv. Ken's humor caught the attention of industry professionals, and he was invited as a guest on the Netflix Is a Daily Joke podcast. This appearance further boosted his visibility and introduced him to an even wider audience. One of the reasons Ken's comedy resonated with so many people was his relatability. He wasn't afraid to speak about real-life experiences, the struggles of growing up in a Latino household, financial hardships, and the everyday moments that make life both difficult and hilarious. His storytelling was raw, honest, and filled with humor that made audiences feel like they were laughing with an old friend. At the time of his passing, Ken was in the middle of his Butterfly Effect Tour, a national comedy tour that took him to various cities across the country. The tour started on January 10, 2025, in Portland, Oregon, and was scheduled to conclude in San Diego with a 3-night run at Mic Drop Comedy. His most recent performance took place on January 25 at the Atlanta Comedy Club in Norcross, Georgia. Fans who attended his shows during the tour spoke about how he had them laughing nonstop and how much energy he brought to the stage. Ken was living his dream, doing what he loved, and sharing his talent with audiences across the nation. Ken Flores' sudden passing on January 28, 2025, at the age of 28, was a heartbreaking loss to the comedy world. His family confirmed his passing on his Instagram page, requesting privacy during their time of grief. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner listed his date of death as January 28, with the location being his residence. The official cause of death was not immediately disclosed. The news of his passing sent shockwaves through the comedy community. Many fellow comedians, fans, and friends took to social media to express their sadness and honor his memory. Latin XL, the comedy group he was a part of, paid tribute to him with a heartfelt message. He was a brother to all of us, a dear friend, an inspiration, and frankly, the best. We were so proud of Ken when he made it in his dream as a kid from Aurora. We were always rooting for him and continue to share stages to the present day. Hollywood Improv, where Ken had performed numerous times, also honored him. "We were honored to share your talent on our stages. You were greatness, and it was only a matter of time until the whole world saw it. We love you, Ken. Thank you for all the laughs." Fans also flooded social media with clips of his performances, favorite jokes, and personal memories of meeting him at shows. Many spoke about how he had inspired them to chase their own dreams and how his comedy helped them through difficult times. Ken Flores was more than just a comedian. He was a friend, a brother, and an inspiration to many. His ability to find humor in the everyday struggles of life was a gift that brought joy to countless people. Though he left us far too soon, his laughter, energy, and spirit will live on through the memories he created and the impact he had on those around him. His journey from making YouTube videos as a teenager to headlining his own national comedy tour is a testament to the power of perseverance and passion. For those who want to relive some of his best moments, his comedy remains available online, keeping his legacy alive. One of the most memorable performances is The Roast of Ken Flores, where fellow comedians gathered to celebrate his life and career in a night filled with laughter. You know, they say the best comedians don't just make you laugh, they make you feel. And Ken Flores did exactly that. He made us laugh until we cried. But more than that, he made us feel seen, understood, and connected. Ken had this incredible ability to turn life's struggles into punchlines, to take the hardest moments and make them a little easier to carry. He reminded us that no matter what we're going through, there's always a reason to laugh. That's a rare gift, and that's why his impact will never fade. Tonight, as we remember Ken, let's not focus on the sadness of losing him, but on the joy he brought into our lives. Let's carry his laughter with us. Let's tell his jokes, share his stories, and keep his spirit alive in the best way possible by finding the humor in life, just like he did. Ken may have left the stage too soon, but his voice, his comedy, and his legacy will echo in our hearts forever. So one last time, let's hear it for Ken Flores, because legends never truly leave us. They just make us laugh from somewhere else. Ken Flores may be gone, but his humor, his heart, and his legacy will continue to inspire comedians and fans for generations to come. Rest in peace, Ken. Thank you for all the laughs.